Time for a story.
Boo!
Oh, Arnie, you made me jump.
I am sorry.
Oh, I was just feeling very sleepy.
You can't go to sleep yet. We haven't had our bedtime story.
Oh, a good point. A worm can't go to sleep without his bedtime story. Let's go. Last one there. Oh, wait for me.
I won!
Oh, you made me jump.
Yeah, he has a habit of doing that. Hello.
Hello, I'm Shayne. And I think you're going to love tonight's story. It's got lots of jumping up on people in it. Come and get comfortable.
Okay.
Would you like to listen to a bedtime story as well? You would? Then come and settle down with us. Come and get comfy and I'll open the book. What's tonight's story? Let's take a look. Tonight's story is called The Very Pleasant Troll. Ma and Pa Troll had 3 children, Trudy, Troy and Tim. For Christmas, Ma and Pa Troll gave each of their children a big, shiny bridge.
A toy bridge?
No, a real stone bridge. Trolls love bridges, you see. Listen here, children, said Pa Troll. You must each spend your days under your bridge and gather food to bring back to the family home. How can we gather food by being under a bridge? Asked Tim, the smallest troll. As soon as you see someone coming up, you jump up and shout, "Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?" In your deepest growl, replied Ma Troll. They'll be so scared, they will hand over all their food. Easy. So Trudy, the eldest troll, hid under her bridge and waited until along came Cow, carrying a basket of apples. "Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?" growled Trudy. Jumping up, grimacing her sharp yellow teeth, Cow almost jumped out of her skin, handed over her basket of apples and trotted off as fast as her legs could take her. Wonderful work, said Ma Troll, gushing with pride. You are truly a terrifying troll. Troy, the middle troll, couldn't wait to test out his troll skills. He was waiting under his bridge when along came Badger, holding a delicious chocolate cake. Troy wasted no time and sprang up shouting, "Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?" Badger was so frightened he immediately dropped the cake and shuffled off into the distance. "Marvellous, my boy," said Pa Troll, proud as punch at his son's achievements. Now it was Tim's turn. He sat nervously under his bridge until Mouse came along, pushing an ice cream cart. Tim jumped up and said, "Excuse me, Mouse. Lovely day for ice creams, isn't it? Would you care to give me one? Please?" "No way," said Mouse, and he carried on pushing his cart over the bridge, leaving Tim stood there with no food to give his parents. "What was that?" said Ma and Pa Troll, shocked at Tim's very pleasant behaviour. "You are far too nice to be a troll." Tim's parents were very disappointed in Tim, so they did what any parent would do.
What's that?
They sent him to scary school. Not trusting Tim to get there himself, Ma and Pa Troll packed him up in a large suitcase and called a taxi. "Taxi driver, deliver this suitcase to scary school now," growled Pa Troll. The taxi driver was so scared at the sight of Ma and Pa Troll that he didn't listen properly and delivered the suitcase containing Tim to fairy school, not scary school.
Oh, oops. Whoopsie.
Tim slowly opened the lid of the suitcase, peeped out, and saw a magnificent palace before him, so shiny it looked like it was made of gold. Doesn't look very scary, thought Tim. "Welcome to fairy school." Tim looked up and saw a beautiful fairy with a beaming smile. "I think we're going to have our work cut out getting you into shape," said the fairy kindly. "I am Mistress Twinkletips, your fairy teacher. Stick with me and you'll leave here a perfect fairy and make your parents very proud." Tim wasn't so sure about that, but certainly felt the happiest he felt in a long time. Tim loved fairy school. His favourite lessons included tiptoeing, which was very useful when sneaking into children's bedrooms to swap teeth for gold coins, cooking, fairy cakes of course, and climbing trees.
Climbing trees? That's a funny thing for a fairy to learn.
Not when they have to get all the way to the top of a Christmas tree. And Tim's favourite lesson of all, wish granting. Yes, Tim was having the time of his life at fairy school. But one day, Mistress Twinkletips called Tim into her study. "Tim," she said, looking at him over her glasses, "you came here an ugly little troll, but you leave here an elegant fairy. You learned everything you need to know, and now you must go back to your family and make them proud." So Tim sadly waved goodbye to Mistress Twinkletips and all his friends at fairy school and headed back to his family home with a bag of his freshly baked fairy cakes in case he got hungry on the journey. On his way, he saw Mouse, and Mouse was crying. "What's the matter, Mouse?" "It's my ice cream cart. It's stuck in the mud and no one can push it out without getting stuck in the mud too." "Don't worry," said Tim. "I can help." And he tiptoed across the mud, light as a fairy. He got to the cart and pushed it out onto the dry path. "Thank you, oh thank you," said Mouse. "Not a problem," said Tim. And he carried on his way. He hadn't got much further when he saw Badger sniffling. "What's the matter, Badger?" asked Tim. "It's my brother's birthday and I haven't got him a cake because a nasty troll took it," sniffled Badger. "Here, have these," said Tim, handing Badger his bag of freshly baked fairy cakes. "Thank you, oh thank you," said Badger. "Not a problem," said Tim. Tim continued down the road when he saw Cow sat up a tree sobbing. "What's the matter, Cow?" asked Tim. "I climbed up here to pick more apples as a scary troll took all my others, but now I'm stuck." "Don't worry," said Tim. He swiftly climbed up the tree and carefully held Cow to the ground. "Thank you, oh thank you," said Cow. "Not a problem," said Tim. And he continued to his family home. Ma, Pa, Trudy and Troy Troll were waiting outside as Tim walked up. Tim was about to tell them that he hadn't actually been to scary school and he decided that he didn't want to jump out and frighten people anymore when "Delivery for Tim the Troll," said a voice. They looked around and there were baskets upon baskets of the juiciest apples. Trolleys laden with cakes and carts brimming with ice cream. These are presents from Cow, Badger and Mouse to say thank you to Tim for being so kind and helpful. Ma, Pa, Trudy and Troy couldn't believe it. They had never seen so much food. "You got all this by being nice," said Pa Troll. "I wish we could all be as kind as you." Without hesitation, Tim smiled and clicked his fingers. "Your wish is my command." And from that day on, Ma, Pa, Trudy and Troy and Tim were the kindest trolls you could ever meet. The end.
Our story's done, the stars are bright. Here comes the moon to say goodnight. We've had some fun, some time to play. Now our dreams will light the way, and soon it will be a brand new day. Now our dreams will light the way, and soon it will be a brand new day.
Good night. Sleep tight.